In the Championship next season, we have rivalries absolutely restored in the Championship next season and derby days as well. We're going to be going through all of the rivalries in the Championship and ranking them from best to worst. We're going to go through all these different categories and giving my thoughts on every single Championship rivalry going into the new season. If you're a Championship fan, then do hit subscribe on this channel. We do daily Championship content. So if you wouldn't mind helping me out, we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. It does only take 1 second to hit that subscribe button. So if you wouldn't mind clicking it, it would help me out a lot and I'd be very greatly appreciated for it. Also, if you do go on to enjoy the video, do drop a like on it as well. That would be very greatly appreciated as well. And let's jump straight into it. So we've got 4 tiers here. We've got S tier, good, average, and then tin pot. And we've got 9 derbies that we're going to be ranking, or 9 rivalries that we're going to be ranking. We've got Blackburn versus Preston. We've got West Brom versus Birmingham. Bit of a questionable one, I know. I was scraping the barrel bringing that one in. We've got Swansea versus Wrexham, which is a new one that's going to be coming in the Wales derby. And then we've got Bristol City versus Swansea. We've got Portsmouth versus Southampton, which is returning as well. Very good derby there. Then we've got Norwich versus Ipswich. Sheffield Wednesday versus Sheffield United, of course. Then we've got Leicester versus Coventry, which is another new one. Well, coming back into the Championship anyway. And we've got another new one in Millwall and Charlton. We'll start off with Blackburn and Preston. And to be honest, I actually think this is not even a bad derby, to be honest. I actually quite rate it. Now, realistically, for Blackburn, their biggest rivals is Burnley. Like, the Burnley and Blackburn derby is really good. But I actually think the Blackburn-Preston one, it was decent last season in the Championship. So I'd actually put this based off last season. I actually think it was a good rivalry. So I'm going to go put it in the good tier. I'm quite a fan of that rivalry. As I say, but Blackburn versus Burnley absolutely clears this rivalry. That's genuinely one of the best in the country. But you got two teams, obviously, don't like each other at all in Lancashire. And I think they actually turn out, the fans actually turn out and they're decent in these games. Because normally Blackburn and Preston, in terms of their home atmosphere, isn't exactly the best. But when you put these two teams together, the atmosphere is actually decent. So they do raise the levels. Next up, we have got West Brom and Birmingham, which is tin pot. Now, I'm forcing this one in. As I say, Birmingham, biggest rivals Aston Villa. West Brom, is their biggest rivals Aston Villa, or is it Wolves? Whoever it is, but they're not really proper rivals. I don't even think they hate each other that much, considering the geographical location, how close they actually are together. The hatred just isn't quite there as what Birmingham have for Aston Villa and what West Brom have to the other Midlands teams as well. So it's a tin pot derby, but I wanted to force it in for the video. We wanted to have some kind of Midlands, or some kind of Birmingham representation in there. I want a Birmingham in there. So for me, tin pot derby, but there's obviously bigger fish to fry in terms of who their rivals actually are in terms of rivalries. Now, Wrexham versus Swansea, I don't even know how this is going to go. Because I don't even know, when's the last time these two teams faced each other? Obviously, they're both in Wales. It's going to be the pride of Wales. Normally, of course, we know it's Swansea versus Cardiff. We're not getting Swansea versus Cardiff this year. The crazy thing is seeing Wrexham and Cardiff, Wrexham in a higher division than Cardiff. Who would have thought that when Wrexham was sat in the National League, and Cardiff probably at one point was sat in the Premier League when Wrexham were in the National League? Something like that anyway. Absolutely crazy to have now Wrexham in a division above Cardiff. I'm going to have to say, I'm going to say average. I don't think it'll be bad. I think this is actually going to bring a good atmosphere to it. Now, I could be completely wrong. I'm playing a complete guessing game here. But surely there's got to be some kind of hatred. Because obviously Swansea want to be the top team in Wales. Wrexham now obviously want to overtake Swansea and become the top team in Wales. So there's got to be something behind that. I'm going to put in average. I am looking forward to genuinely seeing how that derby does get on this season. Now, Bristol City versus Swansea is actually a bit of an underrated derby. I'm still going to put it in average because people probably think this can't really be much between them because, one team's in Wales, one team's in England. But there is actually a bit of something between Bristol and Swansea. So for me, average tier is probably fair enough. You can maybe even bump it up to good. Maybe I'm being a little bit harsh. If you're a Bristol City and Swansea fan, let me know what you think of that derby in the comments. But as I say, Swansea's biggest rivals is just Cardiff City, isn't it, realistically? And Bristol City would probably be Bristol Rovers, but they never play them because Bristol Rovers are absolutely washed. Right, next derby, this is going in S tier for me. Southampton versus Portsmouth. It's back, and it's going to be amazing. I cannot wait. This will be one of the fixtures of the whole of the Championship season. The hatred that these two teams have for each other is crazy, and the games we've had ages ago were always good. The atmospheres are always good, and we're getting it back. We're getting it back, and I cannot wait to see this derby and how it goes. Obviously, Southampton coming down from the Premier League, Portsmouth surviving in the Championship last season, and it's going to be an interesting game, especially at Fratton Park. Like, Portsmouth bring a good atmosphere, or one of the best home atmospheres. You'd probably say, based on home atmosphere, now Leeds are out of the Championship, arguably Portsmouth have the best home atmosphere in the whole of the Championship. And Southampton fans, by the way, in the Premier League last season, They got 12 points. They were diabolical in terms of their team performance. But Southampton fans absolutely show out. The home fans are always there. The away fans, they always travel well and always make noise. This will be a very, very good derby next season. This is one, especially I've not had it for years as well in the league competition. It's going to be so exciting to have that derby back. S tier for me. And you know what? Another one that needs to go in S tier. This is an absolute cracker every time you get it. Norwich versus Ipswich. Gonna be an absolute classic. We always get unbelievable games between Norwich and Ipswich. And surely for Ipswich, this is their opportunity, right? They've not beaten Norwich in God knows how long. It's like, it's getting up towards like 20 years or some point. Like, I cannot even remember an Ipswich win against Norwich. Norwich always seem to get a result against them. If it's not a draw, it's a win. And Ipswich have got to fancy their chances this year, right? With the squad that they're going to have, they're obviously going to be heavy favourites, or at least heavy favourites for promotion, up against a Norwich side which you'd expect to be probably pushing playoffs at the best. Surely Ipswich have got to be getting a result. If Norwich go and get 2 results against Ipswich again this season, it would honestly be hilarious, because Ipswich just can't get bragging rights over Norwich in terms of on the pitch, in terms of actual games against each other. Of course, Ipswich get into the Premier League, they're in a better position, but they've got to get a result against Norwich this season. Surely that's got to happen. Now, Sheffield United versus Sheffield Wednesday. The problem was, right, this season, both of the games were absolutely diabolical. Sheffield United got the results, but the games to watch, they weren't exactly fiery. They weren't like ridiculously entertaining derby matches. Sheffield United just got the job done. Now, I'm still going to put it in S tier based off the history. In the few years before that, obviously we haven't had it a lot over recent times, but whenever there's been a derby in the past based off not this season, the other seasons, we get absolute classics. We had the one where Duffy scored them goals, or scored that goal, which I remember, which was one, I think it was at Hillsborough. Very good derby. We've had some very good derbies over the years, but as I say, in recent years, or the recent year, it just didn't impress at all. But I don't care. That is still an S tier derby. Call me biased, I even care. And do you know what? This could be S tier as well. Leicester versus Coventry is another serious hatred towards each other. The M69 derby is serious. And another one that, like, at the end of the day, right? Obviously, I'm not a QPR fan. I'm not a QPR fan. I'm looking for QPR fixtures, but like, I'm looking out for these derby fixtures, and like, they're obviously always on Sky. I always watch them. Leicester versus Coventry is a banger. That those 4 derbies right there are absolute top tier, S tier for championship derbies and championship fixtures that you look out for in the season. These fixtures are right up there what you're looking out for. Southampton versus Portsmouth, Norwich versus Ipswich, Sheffield Wednesday versus Sheffield United, and then Leicester versus Coventry. Great derbies. Now, Millwall versus Charlton, average. I don't think there's really that much in it. I think Millwall probably have West Ham as their biggest rivals, let's be honest, who they literally never play. And then Charlton, obviously geographically very close together. Is there an absolute raging hatred between the two clubs? Maybe I'm completely wrong, but not that I'm aware of anyway. So I'm going to put that one in average. Let me know if I missed out any derbies, any other rivalries or whatever that I'm missing out on in the championship this season. Then let me know and I'll rank it as well in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think of these. What is the best derby in the championship? If I had to pick one, the one that I'm looking forward to most is actually Southampton versus Portsmouth this season. I'm not going to lie. Just because we've not had it in so long. So let me know what you think of that in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like down below. Please do hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, as I say. It takes 1 second to hit that subscribe button. If you watch this point, please do hit subscribe. Daily championship content as well. If you're a championship fan, hit subscribe on the channel. It would be very greatly appreciated. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.